Okay, we're going to be multiplying polynomials. Now, you can pause the video and see if you can come up do this one. Okay, you can do this a couple of ways. This is just distribution, where I'm taking this x and I'm multiplying it by each one of the terms in the other one. And then I'm taking the 2 and I'm multiplying that as well here. You can do it that way, where you treat it as a distribution. I like to use a graphic organizer known as the box. And what I look and I do is this. I see that there are 2 terms right here, so I'm going to put this in two places. I'm going to have 2 boxes here. So I'm going to split these up. Now this one, the second parentheses, has 3 terms, so I'm going to split it up into 3 pieces. And I have x squared minus 2x plus 1. So now I treat it like a multiplication table. I'm going to look to the left and above. This is an x. This is an x to the first power. So x times x squared, you add the exponents, and I get x to the third. This box here, remember there's a 1 in front of it. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. X times x, remember there's a 1 there, is x to the second power. X times 1 is 1x. Come down here, I've got 2 times x squared. 2x squared. 2 times negative 2x is negative 4x. 2 times 1 is 2. Now I'm going to look to find my answer. I'm going to combine the like terms. I have x to the third power. Well, that's the only one I have. Now look here, I've got my x squareds right here. 2x squared minus 2x squared, that makes 0. They cross each other out. And I get 1 minus 4x, and that's negative 3x. And then I have just the 2 plus 2. To check my answers, I would put the problem into y1, the whole thing. So that's where some people get confused. All of this goes into y1. And all of this in the red goes into y2. And then you'll press second graph. So all this goes in there. You press second graph. And you look and see if all the numbers in y1 equal y2. Next one. Again, you can pause the video and see if you can come up with the right answer. You can multiply each one of these right here. So I'll do it this way, and then I'll go back to the box. But I've got 2x times 3x squared. 6x to the third. Remember, this has a 1 there, and you're adding the exponents. I have 2x now times negative 4x. Negative 8x squared. 2x times 3 plus 6x. Now I'm going to go and do the negative 1 times each one. Negative 1 times 3x squared, negative 3x squared. Negative 1 times negative 4x is a positive 4x. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Now I've written them out with all the terms, and now you'll go and you'll put your x cubes together. So I've got 6x a third. Oh, that's a squared. Ignore that. Oop. Let me do this, negative 3x squared. What am I thinking here? That's supposed to be negative 3x squared. Okay, so I don't have any other x cubes, so I've got 6x cubed. Now let's try this. I've got negative 8 squared and negative 3x squared. Okay, so I put my x squareds together, and I have negative 11x squared. Now I go and look. I have 6x and 4x, which gives me 10x. And then I have minus 3 all by itself. So let me double check myself. 6x to the third power, yes. The x squareds go together, negative 11x, 10x. And again, put this into y1, this into y2 to check your answer. See this? That's why I like the box better, but that's just me. Here's the next one. Pause the video and come back and see how you did. I'm going to draw my box. Now, I've got 2 terms, so I've got 3x plus 4. I've got 3 terms, so I'm going to make 3 boxes. X squared minus x plus 2. Right here, 3 times 1, 3. And then there's a 1 right here, so add the exponents, x to the third power. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. X times x is x squared. 3 times 2 plus 6x. Right here I have 4 times x squared, 4x squared, 4 times negative 1x, negative 4x, 4 times 2 plus 8. Okay, I've only got 1 cubed, so it's 3x to the third power. Put your x squareds together, 4 minus 3. We're adding them together, but I've got 4 and then plus negative 3 is just x squared. Then I have 6x minus 4x, which is plus 2x, and then I've got 8 plus 8. Next one, there's number 4. Pause the video and come back and see how you did. 2 terms times 3 terms. Well, I'll try and do it with the distributive property instead of the box. So I'll multiply those two together. I get 10x to the third power. Remember that has a 1 on it, so you add the exponents. 5x times 3x plus 15x times x is x squared. 5x times 5 plus 25x. Now I'm going to multiply the second one, negative 2 times 2x squared, negative 4x squared, negative 2 times 3x, negative 6x, negative 2 times 5, negative 10. Now, x to the third power, I've only got one of those, 10x to the third power, x squared, I have 15 minus 4, which is 11x squared. Then I have 25x minus 6x, which is plus 19x minus 10. To check, problem into y1, answer into y2. Next, pause video, come back and see how you do. Well, I'm going to do the box on this one. I'm kind of alternating. 2 terms, x plus 3, so 2 boxes. Up here I've got x squared plus 2x plus 1. Here I've got x times x squared. Remember, add the exponents, x to the third power. X times 2x. 2 times 1 is 2. X times x is x squared. And 1x times 1 is x. 3 times x squared is 3x squared. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times 1 is 3. I have x to the third power. And I have, add these together. Be very careful. Add them together. 2 plus 3 is 5x to the second power. 6x plus x plus 7x, and then plus 3. Next one, pause this video and come back and see how you do. I'm going to use the box on this one. I have a binomial. I have 2 terms, 2x plus 2. And then up here I have 2x squared plus 2x plus 2. So I'll split it up into 3 boxes. 2 times 2, 4. X to the third. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 2 is 4x. Here, 2 times 2x squared, I've got 2 times 2 is 4x squared. 2 times 2x is 4x. And 2 times 2 is 4. Okay. X to the third power. 4x to the third power. Well, right here, add those together. I have 8x squared. You don't add these together. You don't change the exponents. It's just telling you which ones go together. 4x plus 4x, 8x plus 4. Next one. This time I'm going to do the distributive property on here. 3x times 4x to the second power. I've got 12x to the third power. When you're multiplying, remember, add the exponents. 3x times 7x. 3 times 7, 21. X times x is x squared. 3x times negative 9. Negative 27x. Negative 3 times 4x squared. Negative 12x squared. Negative 3 times 7 is negative 21x. Negative 3 times negative 9 plus 27. Okay, I've only got one x to the third power, so I've got 12x to the third power, 21x squared minus 12x squared. That is 9x squared, negative 27 minus 21, negative 38x. And then I have this 27 right here all by itself, plus 27. Here's another one. Pause that video and come back and see how you do. I'm going to draw my box. A binomial, so I have x squared minus 4x. And I've got 2x to the second power minus 2x minus 7. That's 3 terms, so I have 3 boxes here. Now, be careful so you didn't get in the habit here. All right, the 1 is in front of here. 1 times 2 is 2. Now, what do you do with the exponents? X squared times x squared is x to the 4th power because 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 times negative 2, negative 2. X squared times x, remember that's to the first power, is x to the 3rd power. Negative 7, x squared. This one here, negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. X to the first power and x to the second power. X to the 3rd power. Negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. X squared. Negative 4 times negative 7, positive 28x. Alright, I've got 2x to the 4th. Now my x cubes go together. Negative 8 and negative 2 is negative 10. X to the 3rd power. 8x squared minus 7x squared is plus 1x squared. And then I have right there plus 28x. There's 2 more on this video. There's the next one. Pause this video, come back and see if you can do this. I'll do the distributive property. 3x times 2x. X to the 5th power because you add your exponents. X to the 3rd times negative 2x. Remember there's a 1 right here. I have negative 2x to the 4th power. X to the 3rd times negative 7. Negative 7x to the 3rd power. Now inside here, 3x. I've got plus 3x to the 3rd power. 3x times negative 2x. Negative 6x squared. 3x times negative 7, negative 21x. I've got x to the 5th power. Now I put my x to the 4th together. I don't have any other, so it's minus 2x to the 4th. Here are my cubes, these two together right here. Negative 7 plus 3, negative 4x to the 3rd power. Then I have minus 6x squared. And then this one right here, negative 21x. Last one. If I did this one with the box, I have the first term has 2 terms, so I'll just put 2 boxes there. The top one has 3, x to the 3rd, plus 2x squared plus 3x, and I'll split those up into 3 boxes. Whoops, let's see here. X squared times x to the 3rd, so it's x to the 2 plus 3 is 5. Remember there's a 1 in front of this. 1 times 2 is 2. X squared times x squared is x to the 4th plus 3, and that's a 1 up there, is x to the 3rd power. Negative 1 times x to the 3rd. Negative x to the 3rd. Negative 1 times 2x squared. negative 2x squared, negative 1 times 3x, negative 3x. Alright, I only have 1x to the 5th, so I'm going to leave it x to the 5th. Well, there's only 1x to the 4th plus 2x to the 4th. There's negative 3x to the 3rd, I'm sorry, there's negative 1x to the 3rd and 3x to the 3rd. 3 minus 1 is 2x to the 3rd. I only have 1x squared, which is negative 2x squared, and then negative 3x. All of this right here is my answer to number 10.